Halloween series today, we're going to make a really strange, freaky character, a monster, a combination of a Halloween witch and Frankenstein, combined into one. It's going to be super scary. Are you up for it? A lot of fun and really easy to do. Let's get started. First, we're going to need some red Play-Doh, some green Play-Doh, some black Play-Doh, some white Play-Doh, Play-Doh knife, and a pen. Have you got all those pieces? Then let's get started. Here we go. First, let's take a good amount of green Play-Doh and just start pressing it with the two hands like so. You see how I'm just kind of taking it and forming it? I'm rubbing it back and forth, rolling it on the ground, pushing it and squeezing it, making it nice and even. And then with the Play-Doh knife, I'm going to cut off just a little bit at the top. Put that aside and rolling and pressing between my two palms, and then on a flat surface. You want to make it a little thick at the top and a little more narrow at the bottom, and this is going to be the witch's face. Now you see what I'm doing here with my fingers? I'm creating her nose by pushing in on either side of it. At the same time, those are going to be the eye sockets area, and I'm giving her a pretty sharp nose. You see that? Now I'm going to do something similar. At the very bottom, I'm pressing so that her chin is a little pointy also. You see how I've done that? Terrific. Now let's take a very small ball of green Play-Doh and just push it at the ear level. So there you have it, right there. It becomes an ear, so it's not a circular ear, but also has some length to it as well. Terrific. That's the basics of our witch's face. Okay, so now you can put that aside, and let's take out some red Play-Doh, and with our palm create a tube by pressing down a little bit more on one end than the other. So we have a tube that becomes a cone. Using the Play-Doh knife, we cut off a piece and just make that even more of a cone by making it very thin on one end and thicker on the other. And you can now put that aside. And back to our red Play-Doh, cut off a little piece. And this one we're going to push down, just press down with your thumb muscle and the palm of your hand and make a very thin circular shape here. You see what I'm doing? Just like so with the red Play-Doh. Just keep pressing it nice and round and flat, almost like you're making a piece of pizza, yeah? Round and flat. And make sure it's a little bit bigger than the top of the head. You see how I'm doing there? I'm just checking to see it's on top of the head. It's fine, it's good. And then you can put that aside and make here a nice clean cut with the Play-Doh knife at the top of the head, so that suddenly, instead of being a nice regular rounded head, this person has a little bit of head missing. It's a very flat head now. Now put the red Play-Doh on top, and this is going to be the brim of the witch's hat. And now use the other part of the red Play-Doh, the part that's already made as a cone, and push that right at the top. You see, now it's a hat. Good job. Okay, now let's put that aside and take some black Play-Doh. Not too much, but we want to create a long, thin tube. And this is going to be used to create strands of hair that come out from underneath the hat. So you want to make them nice and even, and you can do a whole bunch of them, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them, but use the Play-Doh knife to cut them so they're about the same length, and then you can go ahead and place them. Now here's the thing, put the hair so it comes out underneath the red hat. So it looks like it's coming out from under the hat, and you can put the other strands right next to it. So you have 2 or 3 or 4 strands of black hair coming down from either side. Terrific. Good job, huh? Little by little, She's coming to life. Okay, now let's take some white Play-Doh and a small amount here. We want to create 2 small eyeballs. So just use your thumb and forefinger and roll it into a small ball so that it fits into the eye sockets that we've created by pressing into the green Play-Doh. So go ahead now and put the white Play-Doh ball into the eye socket on either side, both eyeballs. Good, good, terrific. And now let's create the pupil of the eye by using a little bit of black Play-Doh, just a tiny speck here, tiny speck that's going to be right in the center of the white Play-Doh eyeball. You see how I've done that on both eyes? And you can use the pen, go ahead and push down through the center so that the black sticks onto the white, and do that for both of the eyes. Now let's give our witch a mouth. So let's take some black Play-Doh and very thin, very tiny thin strand of string-like black Play-Doh. We are going to press here all the way down and then back up into a lovely smile. You see how I've done that? Well, that's looking terrific. But you know, we were going to create a combination of a witch and a Frankenstein. So let's create some scars, which is going to turn that smile into something very scary. Take some black Play-Doh, and now you want to do this very thin and very small pieces. But you see how I'm going all along the smile, and I'm pushing it on top in the opposite direction, perpendicular. That means it's going to look like stitches, and the mouth is stitched together. That's like Frankenstein. You see how I've done that all the way across the smile? Terrific. Okay, that's looking pretty good. So let's take a little bit of black Play-Doh, very tiny little string piece, and put it right on top of the eyeball and going up. You see what I'm doing? I'm creating an eyebrow, but doing it at an angle, and on both sides suddenly makes her look very mad, very focused. You see? She's looking right at us. Happy Halloween, she's saying. Wasn't that easy? It was really easy, and you created a new character that never existed before. It's kind of a witch, it's kind of a Frankenstein. It's definitely scary. Well, good job. Fantastic. I hope you had a lot of fun doing it. Wish you a happy Halloween. Thanks for watching.